Your stillness was not failure, it was preparation. You're about to be revealed. In this moment, God is setting the stage for your extraordinary story. People will soon marvel at your achievements, wondering how you managed it all. But deep down, you'll know the truth. It's God's hand guiding every step. This isn't about luck. It's divine intervention making the impossible possible. You've been chosen to demonstrate God's power in your everyday life. Your past struggles were not in vain. They were building blocks for your testimony. As a divinely equipped individual, you're ready to shine with God's glory. Remember, you are God's handiwork, created for great works prepared in advance. Ephesians 2:10 reminds us that your life is a masterpiece in His design. Every challenge you've faced has strengthened your faith for what's ahead. Now, it's time to embrace your role as a vessel for God's wonders. True success comes not from your own efforts, but from surrendering to God. When others ask how you did it, you'll point to His grace and guidance. It's not about your skills, it's about God's empowerment turning ordinary into extraordinary. Philippians 4:13 declares that you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. Your victories are endorsements of your faith in Him. Let's break this down. First, true wonders begin when you surrender control to God. Stop relying solely on your own understanding and trust in His plan. Proverbs 3:5-6 says to trust in the Lord with all your heart. In all your ways, submit to Him, and He will make your paths straight. Start today by praying before decisions. Watch doors open unexpectedly. It's not giving up. It's partnering with the ultimate guide. If you felt overwhelmed, know that God's guidance turns burdens into honors. Second, embrace faith as the catalyst for miracles in your life. Faith is more than a feeling, it's the confidence in what you hope for. Hebrews 11:1 defines it as assurance about what we do not see. Jesus said in Matthew 17:20 that even mustard seed faith can move mountains. Apply this by declaring God's promises over your challenges daily. Whether in your job, relationships, or health, faith transforms obstacles. If you've been weary from doubt, remember your faith invites God's work. When people ask how you overcame, you can say it was all God. Third, turn your testimony into a tool for God's glory. Don't keep your victories quiet, share them to point back to Him. Revelation 12:11 speaks of triumph through the blood of the Lamb and testimony. Psalm 107:2 urges the redeemed to tell their story. Share a small win today, crediting God in a conversation or online. This deepens your faith and encourages others around you. If you felt alone in struggles, your breakthroughs build a community. Finally, recognize God's timing in unfolding wonders. His perfect timing turns waiting into setups for awe-inspiring moments. Ecclesiastes 3:11 affirms that He makes everything beautiful in its time. Habakkuk 2:3 promises that the vision is for an appointed time. Practice patience by reflecting on past delays and thanking God. Use this habit to stay aligned with His rhythm in daily life. If you're feeling stuck, hold on, every weight is worth it. Now, let's delve into the mystical side of this truth. You might notice subtle signs, like unexpected opportunities appearing. A timely word from a friend could be God whispering direction. Even dreams might feel like divine nudges guiding your path. These aren't coincidences, they're evidence of God's active involvement. As you align with Him, feel the shift in your spirit. An unexplainable peace will propel you forward. Your life becomes a canvas for God's miraculous brushstrokes. This energy flow of divine favor changes everything. It's a prophetic call to recognize His fingerprints everywhere. Now it's time for action. Don't just listen, engage your faith. Comment "It's God" below and share one way you've seen His hand. This simple step declares your faith and sparks conversation. Take a moment right now to pray for guidance in your situation. Commit to surrendering one area of control to Him today. Your breakthrough begins with this spiritual challenge. Let this be the start of living out God's wonders daily. Imagine the rewards ahead, doors swinging open in your life. Picture promotions at work that leave colleagues stunned. Envision restored relationships that seem miraculously healed. Creative ideas might change lives, making others ask how. You'll smile, knowing it was God's doing all along. This isn't just about material wins, it's divine favor overflowing. As Deuteronomy 28:13 promises, the Lord will make you the head, not the tail. Your future is bright with God's glory and abundance. Hold onto this vision, it's your path to breakthrough. In closing, reaffirm your divine identity as God's chosen one. You are more than a conqueror in His plan. Your story will leave others wondering at the miracles, but you'll rest in the knowledge that it's all His work. Keep trusting God's timing and guidance every day. Reflect on this message and let it empower you. Your greatest chapters are still ahead, filled with wonders. Believe in His promises and claim them for your life. Watch as they unfold in ways you never imagined. God is preparing you for victories that testify to His power. Your stillness has cultivated a strength only He could forge. Soon, the world will see the revelation of your purpose. Every prayer you've whispered has been heard and answered. In moments of doubt, recall that God's timing is perfect. Your faith is the key that unlocks divine doors. Share your story boldly, inspiring those around you. Let gratitude fill your heart for the wonders to come. Remember, you're not alone. God's presence is constant. Embrace the peace that surpasses understanding. Turn every challenge into a stepping stone for glory. Your life is a testament to His unfailing love. As you move forward, expect the unexpected from God. Celebrate small wins as previews of greater triumphs. Build a community by sharing your God-given insights. Stay rooted in Scripture for daily encouragement. Pray without ceasing and watch your path clear. You're destined for a legacy that echoes His name. In every success, give credit where it's due to God. Let your light shine so others may see and believe. The journey ahead is filled with joy and revelation. Hold fast to this truth. It's all part of His plan. As you step into your revelation, walk in confidence. God's wonders in your life will leave them wondering, but you'll know it was Him. In the quiet moments of reflection, you realize that every unexpected success whispers of a greater force at work. Your story unfolds like a tapestry woven by unseen hands, turning ordinary days into chapters of wonder. Divine interruptions arrive unannounced, shifting your path in ways that leave you breathless and grateful. When doors swing open without effort, remember it's the architect of the universe designing your journey. That sudden clarity in confusion marks the moment God steps in, guiding you through the fog. Your life becomes a narrative of miracles, where what seems impossible bends to a higher will. In the aftermath of triumph, pause to acknowledge the silent partner who made it possible. Every breakthrough carries the signature of grace, a reminder that you're not alone in your endeavors. The world may call it luck, but you know it's the gentle nudge of divine intervention. As challenges dissolve into victories, your heart echoes with the truth of God's unwavering support. You stand as a testament to divine craftsmanship, shaped for purposes beyond your own understanding. Through trials, you've been forged into a vessel of light, ready to shine with God's glory. Your identity, rooted in faith, transforms weaknesses into strengths that inspire awe in others. Scriptures affirm your worth, declaring you as God's masterpiece, uniquely designed for extraordinary feats. In the mirror of self-doubt, see instead the reflection of one chosen and empowered from above. Past struggles were not in vain. They prepared you for the role of a divine ambassador. You are the living proof of Ephesians' promise, created for good works predestined by divine hands. Embrace your calling, for it equips you to turn the mundane into the miraculous. God's selection sets you apart, infusing your steps with purpose and your actions with power. In your core, a divine spark ignites, fueling achievements that baffle the onlookers. True success flows from surrender, where God's wisdom outshines human effort. At the heart of every wonder lies the truth that God alone authors our greatest stories. When others marvel at your rise, it's the echo of divine enablement they witness. Philippians reminds us that strength comes not from self, but through Christ who empowers. Your victories serve as endorsements from heaven, affirming a faith that moves mountains. Humility in achievement points back to the source, building a foundation of unshakable trust. It's the quiet partnership with God that multiplies efforts into astonishing outcomes. In moments of acclaim, whisper thanks to the one who turns the ordinary into the extraordinary. The core message endures. Your life's wonders are divine gifts, not personal conquests. As you attribute success to God, faith deepens and humility becomes your greatest ally. Surrendering control marks the first step toward wonders that defy explanation. Proverbs guides us to trust fully in the Lord, relinquishing our limited understanding. In daily decisions, invite God's guidance and watch paths straighten before your eyes. This partnership with the divine turns burdens into triumphs, easing the weight of life's demands. When you release the reins, peace envelops you, leaving others in awe of your serenity. Faith acts as the catalyst, sparking miracles from the embers of everyday challenges. Hebrews defines faith as the assurance of things hoped for, the evidence of the unseen. Apply faith daily by declaring God's promises, transforming obstacles into gateways of opportunity. In weariness, let faith reignite your spirit, inviting God to work His wonders through you. Your testimony becomes a beacon, drawing others to the source of your unyielding strength. Turning victories into stories glorifies God, as Revelation speaks of triumph through testimony. Share your wins boldly, crediting the divine, and build a community of shared faith. Each shared story deepens connections, turning personal breakthroughs into collective praise. In recounting God's faithfulness, you inspire and encourage, weaving a tapestry of hope. Recognizing God's timing reveals the beauty in every weight, as Ecclesiastes attests. Habakkuk promises that visions unfold at the appointed time, hastening toward fulfillment. Reflect on past delays, thanking God for the perfect outcomes they birthed. Patience aligns you with divine rhythm, turning waiting into the prelude of awe-inspiring events. In seasons of stillness, hold on, for God's timing crafts stories that leave witnesses amazed. Subtle signs emerge as God's whispers, like unexpected opportunities in the midst of routine. Dreams and nudges signal divine direction, weaving mystical threads into your daily life. These are not mere coincidences. They are the language of heaven speaking to your soul. As you align with God, feel the shift, a flow of favor that propels you forward. Prophetic imagery paints your path, with God's brushstrokes creating a canvas of miracles. Inner stirrings confirm His presence, turning ordinary moments into sacred encounters. Watch for the energy shift, where peace and purpose merge, guiding your every step. In this mystical dance, God's favor becomes your constant companion, illuminating the way. Now take the step, declare your faith, and engage with the divine plan set before you. Comment below with a simple affirmation, sharing how God's hand has moved in your life. Let this be your spiritual challenge. Pray for guidance and surrender one area today. Activate wonders by committing to daily reflection, inviting God into your decisions. Your breakthrough begins here, with this act of faith that echoes through your days. Envision the rewards, doors opening wide, promotions arriving like gifts from above. Picture restored relationships and innovative ideas that transform lives, baffling all who see. In this vision, God's promises unfold, as Deuteronomy declares you the head, not the tail. Your future glows with divine favor, where successes inspire awe and affirm His glory. Imagine the overflow, not just material wins, but a life rich in spiritual abundance. These breakthroughs will leave others questioning, while you rest in the knowledge of God's work. Ahead lies a glory where God's involvement turns dreams into dazzling realities. Reaffirm your divine calling, for you are chosen to live out wonders beyond comprehension. Trust in God's ongoing work, shaping your story with threads of grace and power. In reflection, see how each step aligns with a purpose greater than your own. Your identity as God's vessel ensures that every victory points back to Him. Hold fast to this encouragement. The best chapters are yet to be written in your life. As you trust God's timing, peace settles in, preparing you for the marvels ahead. Remember, you are more than a conqueror, destined for a legacy of divine feats. In quiet moments, let this truth anchor you. God's guidance is your unwavering compass. Your story, filled with His wonders, will inspire generations to seek the same path. Embrace the journey, knowing that every trial paves the way for triumphant revelation. Divine empowerment flows through you, turning whispers of doubt into shouts of victory. When the world wonders at your achievements, your response will be one of humble gratitude. God's fingerprints are evident in the details, crafting a narrative of redemption and joy. Stand firm in your faith, for it is the key that unlocks doors to extraordinary blessings. In the rhythm of life, sync with God's heartbeat and watch harmony replace chaos. Your legacy will be one of testimony, where others learn to attribute success to the divine. As seasons change, so does your story, evolving into a testament of God's enduring love. Reflect on the path traveled and anticipate the peaks yet to come with eager faith. God's plan unfolds like a scroll, revealing wonders that exceed your wildest dreams. In partnership with the divine, your efforts multiply, creating ripples of inspiration. The essence of your journey is not self-made. It's a symphony conducted by heavenly hands. When challenges arise, recall the victories past and let them fuel your forward march. Divine favor surrounds you, a shield that turns obstacles into stepping stones. Your life becomes a beacon, drawing souls to the light of God's transformative power. In moments of uncertainty, cling to the promise that God is ever present and active. The wonders you've experienced are mere previews of the grandeur God has in store. As you walk in faith, others will follow, inspired by the authenticity of your story. God's timing is impeccable, aligning events to showcase His mastery in your life. Embrace the mystery, for it is in the unknown that God's greatest works are revealed. Your testimony will echo through time, a reminder that with God all things are possible. In the quiet aftermath of success, offer thanks, for it sustains the flow of grace. Divine interruptions continue, each one a chapter in your ongoing saga of faith. As you grow in trust, the wonders multiply, painting your world with vibrant hope. Remember, you are not the author, you are the character in God's epic narrative. Let this truth guide you. Every achievement is a collaboration with the divine. Finally, rest in the assurance that God's wonders will always outshine human effort. The unseen hand of the divine often weaves through the fabric of everyday triumphs, turning the ordinary into the extraordinary. In moments of unexpected victory, pause to sense the gentle nudge of a higher power guiding your path. True breakthroughs emerge not from sheer effort, but from the quiet infusion of heavenly strength. When doors swing open without explanation, recognize it as a sign of divine orchestration in your life. Your story holds chapters written by an author far greater than yourself, crafting wonders beyond human comprehension. The spark of inspiration that ignites your ideas often carries the whisper of divine wisdom. Amid life's chaos, divine interruptions bring clarity, revealing paths you never imagined. A success that baffles onlookers is frequently the result of a spiritual force at work behind the scenes. Embrace the mystery of achievements that feel larger than life, as echoes of God's design. The timing of your opportunities often aligns with a cosmic rhythm, orchestrated for your ultimate good. In the wake of personal milestones, reflect on the invisible support that propelled you forward. Divine empowerment transforms challenges into stepping stones, leading to outcomes that inspire awe. Your resilience in trials may stem from a deeper wellspring, one fueled by eternal encouragement. Unexpected alliances and opportunities often signal the divine's active role in your journey. The joy that accompanies your accomplishments is a testament to a greater purpose unfolding. When doubts fade and confidence surges, it's likely the touch of divine assurance at play. Life's puzzles piece together seamlessly through the influence of a masterful creator. Achievements that exceed your expectations are invitations to acknowledge a higher collaborator. The energy that sustains you through hardships might be the breath of divine favor. In the tapestry of your experiences, threads of the miraculous are woven by unseen hands. You stand as a vessel chosen for greatness, where God's power amplifies your every endeavor. Your unique gifts are divinely appointed, designed to manifest wonders that captivate others. Past struggles serve as the forge, shaping you into a beacon of God's transformative work. As one selected for purpose, your life becomes a canvas for divine artistry and innovation. In God's eyes, you are equipped to turn obstacles into triumphs that testify to His might. Your identity, rooted in divine selection, empowers you to rise above the ordinary. Every trial you've endured has prepared you to showcase God's unyielding support. You are crafted for impact, where your actions reflect the glory of a higher calling. Divine affirmation infuses your spirit, making you resilient in the face of adversity. As God's chosen, your potential unfolds in ways that leave witnesses in quiet admiration. Your story is a narrative of redemption, where divine intervention rewrites the ending. Embracing your spiritual identity unlocks doors to achievements that defy logic. You carry within you the seeds of greatness, planted by divine intention and care. In moments of self-doubt, remember your designation as a conduit for heavenly wonders. God's blueprint for your life ensures that your efforts are met with supernatural backing. You are not alone in your pursuits. Divine companionship fortifies your resolve. Your worthiness stems from divine grace, not personal merit, elevating your journey. As one favored by the Creator, your path is illuminated with purpose and direction. Divine selection means your victories are shared triumphs, echoing through eternity. You embody the essence of transformation, where God's touch turns the mundane into the magnificent. At the heart of every true success lies the undeniable influence of divine guidance. Recognizing God's role fosters humility, transforming personal wins into shared testimonies. When others marvel at your progress, it's a clear sign of spiritual empowerment at work. True achievement blossoms from surrender, allowing God's plan to take center stage. Your accomplishments serve as living proof of a power greater than self-reliance. In attributing victories to God, you build a foundation of unshakable faith. The core truth is simple. Divine involvement turns the impossible into the inevitable. Every breakthrough is an endorsement from above, affirming your walk with faith. Success without God's acknowledgement is fleeting. With it, it's eternally resonant. Marvel at how divine enablement multiplies efforts, creating ripples of inspiration. The secret to lasting triumph is acknowledging the architect behind your designs. In God's economy, your faith becomes the catalyst for wonders that astound. True fulfillment arises when you credit the divine source of your strengths. Your story of success is incomplete without highlighting the role of heavenly intervention. Embracing this truth invites a deeper connection, where God's presence is palpable. Divine backing ensures that your path is not only successful, but profoundly meaningful. When you know it's God, every victory becomes a chapter in a greater narrative. The essence of achievement is recognizing the divine fingerprints on your journey. Humility in success points others to the true source, fostering a legacy of faith. At its core, life's wonders are divine gifts, waiting to be unveiled through trust. First, releasing control invites God's wisdom to steer your decisions with precision. Biblical wisdom in Proverbs reminds us that submission to God straightens crooked paths. Apply this by integrating prayer into daily choices, watching opportunities align effortlessly. This partnership with the divine transforms burdens into sources of profound strength. If overwhelm has been your companion, God's guidance brings unexpected peace and clarity. Surrendering control isn't defeat. It's the gateway to wonders that astonish onlookers. Start small. Entrust one decision to divine leading and observe the results unfold. In letting God lead, your life becomes a testament to orchestrated grace and favor. This step fosters a rhythm where divine timing overrides human haste. Emotional relief comes from knowing you're not navigating alone, but with divine support. Second, faith acts as the bridge, connecting your hopes to God's miraculous provisions. As Hebrews defines, faith is the assurance of unseen realities, moving mountains with trust. Put it into practice by affirming God's promises amid challenges, shifting perspectives. This catalyst turns barriers into breakthroughs, inviting awe from those around you. For those weary of uncertainty, faith ignites a fire that illuminates God's work. Daily declarations of faith build resilience, making your story one of divine triumph. Embracing faith means viewing obstacles as setups for God's extraordinary interventions. In faith's light, your overcoming becomes a beacon, drawing others to its source. This subpoint reveals how faith not only sustains, but propels you into wonder. When faith leads, your achievements echo with the power of divine endorsement. Third, sharing your story amplifies God's glory, turning personal wins into communal inspiration. Revelation highlights that testimony triumphs as shared stories echo God's redemptive power. Make it practical by recounting a victory in conversation, crediting the divine hand. This act deepens your faith while encouraging others to seek their own miracles. If isolation has weighed on you, testimony builds bridges to a supportive community. Your shared experiences become tools, inspiring awe and reflection in listeners. Begin today, voice one testimony and watch it ripple, fostering collective praise. In testimony, your life becomes a narrative that points unerringly to God's might. This practice transforms individual successes into a tapestry of shared divine wonders. Emotional connection grows as others relate, turning your story into a beacon of hope. Finally, trusting God's timing turns delays into the prelude of spectacular revelations. Ecclesiastes affirms that God makes all things beautiful in their appointed seasons. Cultivate patience by journaling past waits and their fruitful outcomes, building gratitude. This habit aligns you with divine rhythms, making anticipation a path to joy. For those feeling stalled, remember that God's delays are setups for greater glory. In recognizing timing, your patience becomes a virtue that invites awe-filled results. Practice reflection. Thank God for past timings and feel the shift in your spirit. Divine timing ensures that your story's climax leaves witnesses in reverent wonder. This subpoint underscores how waiting with faith yields rewards beyond human planning. Emotional resilience builds as you embrace that every pause is part of God's masterpiece. Now declare your faith openly, share how God's hand has shaped your path today. Engage in prayer, surrendering one challenge to divine guidance for immediate transformation. Picture a future where successes unfold, drawing others to question and admire God's work. As God's chosen, your ongoing journey promises wonders that affirm His eternal plan. Trust in this truth and let it propel you toward a life rich with divine glory. God never wastes pain. Every trial you've endured is a divine chisel shaping your testimony. There comes a time when the shadows of struggle reveal the light of God's masterful design. In the quiet aftermath of hardship, God's whispers become the roar that propels you forward. Every setback is a setup for God's glory to shine through your restored life. Divine interruptions aren't accidents, they're the precise moments God claims your story. When doubts cloud your path, remember that God's timing weaves miracles from mere moments. Your deepest scars become badges of honor, testifying to God's redemptive power. In the furnace of affliction, God forges strength that leaves onlookers in awe. Every unanswered prayer is a prelude to God's extravagant answer. The weight of your worries lifts when you recognize God's sovereign hand at work. Hidden in your history are threads of divine purpose, waiting to be unveiled. God's economy turns losses into gains, transforming your pain into profound purpose. When the world sees your resilience, they'll sense the unseen force of God's grace. Your journey's detours are divine detours, leading to destinations only God could envision. In the silence of uncertainty, God's voice echoes, affirming your role in His grand narrative. You are a vessel of divine light, crafted to illuminate paths others deem impossible. Every breath you take is infused with God's intentional design for your unique calling. Your spirit, once weary, now rises as a testament to God's unyielding support. In the mirror of self-doubt, see God's reflection, declaring you worthy of extraordinary feats. Past failures are not final. They are the foundation God uses to build your legacy. You carry an anointing that turns ordinary efforts into extraordinary outcomes. God's selection of you is irrevocable, equipping you for victories that baffle the skeptics. Within you lies a divine spark, igniting breakthroughs that echo through eternity. Your identity, rooted in God's promise, shields you from the storms of disbelief. As God's chosen, your steps are guided by an invisible compass of grace. Every challenge overcome is a chapter written by God's hand, showcasing His faithfulness. You are not defined by your past. You are redefined by God's purposeful plan. In the tapestry of your life, God's threads of mercy weave patterns of wonder. Your heart, aligned with God's will, becomes a beacon for those lost in the mundane. Divine empowerment flows through you, turning whispers of doubt into shouts of triumph. You embody God's craftsmanship, a masterpiece designed to inspire and astound. In moments of weakness, God's strength surges, reminding you of your heavenly heritage. Your story, scripted by God, unfolds with plot twists that reveal His perfect wisdom. As a conduit of divine favor, your actions ripple with supernatural significance. God's affirmation echoes in your soul, affirming that you are destined for greatness. True success blooms not from self-effort, but from the soil of God's unwavering guidance. When others marvel at your achievements, it's the echo of God's invisible handiwork. The core truth unveils itself. Your victories are echoes of divine orchestration. Humility in success points back to God, the architect of every breakthrough. In the realm of the impossible, God's involvement turns dreams into tangible realities. Your life's wonders are signatures of God's presence, not mere coincidences. Attributing glory to God cultivates a heart of gratitude and unshakable faith. The secret to lasting triumph lies in acknowledging God's role in every detail. As scriptures affirm, God's strength in you overcomes what human effort alone cannot. When awe surrounds your story, it's God's narrative shining through your obedience. Divine enablement transforms the ordinary into the miraculous, step by step. Your path, illuminated by God, leaves a trail of inspiration for others to follow. In the tapestry of life, God's threads create patterns that defy human explanation. Embracing God's truth means seeing your life as a canvas painted by His grace. The essence of your journey is God's quiet empowerment, loud in its impact. When questions arise about your success, your answer is simply, "It was God." God's involvement ensures that your story resonates with eternal significance. True fulfillment arises from recognizing God's fingerprints on your accomplishments. In the symphony of life, God's notes compose a melody of wonder and praise. Your legacy, built on God's foundation, stands as a testament to His enduring love. First, releasing control invites God's wisdom to steer your decisions with precision. As Proverbs teaches, submitting to God straightens paths that once seemed crooked. Apply this by inviting God into your daily choices, watching barriers dissolve. In surrender, burdens transform into blessings, fostering a peace that mystifies. Second, faith acts as the bridge between your prayers and God's miraculous responses. From Hebrews, faith is the assurance that moves mountains in God's timing. Practice faith by affirming God's promises amid challenges, shifting your perspective. When faith ignites, obstacles fade, revealing opportunities crafted by divine hands. Third, your experiences become powerful tools when shared as God's endorsements. As Revelation declares, testimonies triumph, amplifying God's work in your life. Share your stories boldly, creating ripples of encouragement in your community. Through testimony, isolation ends, and a network of faith begins to flourish. Finally, God's rhythm in timing turns delays into divine appointments of glory. Ecclesiastes reminds us that beauty emerges in God's appointed seasons. Cultivate patience by journaling past waits, uncovering God's benevolent patterns. In waiting, anticipation builds, preparing you for revelations that astonish. Surrendering control reveals God's blueprint, aligning your steps with destiny. Biblical wisdom shows that trust in God clears fog from life's complex paths. Implement this by pausing for prayer before choices, inviting divine insight. Emotional release follows, as God's guidance eases the weight of uncertainty. Faith, as a catalyst, propels you beyond limits into realms of possibility. Scriptural faith assures unseen victories, empowering your daily declarations. Engage faith actively by visualizing God's promises over your circumstances. This practice renews hope, turning personal battles into badges of divine victory. Testimony transforms lives. Share yours to magnify God's role in your triumphs. From Psalms, recounting God's deeds inspires others and solidifies your faith. Begin sharing in small ways, like a conversation that highlights God's favor. Such acts foster connections, weaving a tapestry of collective testimonies. Recognizing timing requires reflection. God's delays are designs for greater good. Habakkuk's vision affirms that appointed times bring forth unyielding fulfillment. Develop this habit by thanking God for past pauses, anticipating future wonders. In this awareness, restlessness fades, replaced by a serene trust in God. Prophetic signs emerge as gentle nudges, guiding you toward God's intentions. These subtle indicators, like serendipitous encounters, signal divine involvement. As you attune to them, a shift occurs, aligning your energy with God's flow. Dreams and intuitions become conduits for God's prophetic whispers. This mystical alignment creates a surge of favor, propelling you forward. In prophetic moments, ordinary days transform into extraordinary experiences. God's symbolic language speaks through life's events, revealing hidden paths. Embracing these elements fosters a spiritual vibrancy that defies explanation. Now take action. Declare God's presence in your life through a simple affirmation. Challenge yourself to pray for guidance, opening doors to immediate breakthroughs. Share one divine moment in the comments, igniting a chain of testimonies. Commit today to surrender one worry, inviting God's peace to take root. Engage in reflection. List ways God has moved in your past for future faith. Your next step is pivotal. Let it be a leap toward God's embracing arms. Envision a future where successes unfold, each one a testament to God's might. As Deuteronomy promises, God's favor elevates you to positions of influence. In this vision, relationships mend and ideas flourish, all under God's gaze. Finally, rest in the assurance that God's plan for you is one of endless wonder.